why we're talking about Hatsun Agro. They reported results. Now, if you just look at those numbers, the weaker revenues, there was monsoon, so their core product of ice cream was not being consumed. Nevertheless, even though it's off its lows, Hatsun Agro is fired up today and been doing fairly well. The question is why, and though it's at the day's low right now and close to the day's low, what is the bear case and what is the bull case? Mahima joining us with more on that.
Right, so I'll start with the margin picture because that seems to be interesting. Gross margins have expanded and this is despite of a bad revenue mix this particular quarter. But overall, if we see the growth in terms of both margin as well as the top line growth has not delivered as per what was guided. The guided range was that 15% growth in terms of revenue, which they could not do in FY25 and they've not done it in Q1 FY26 as well. 9% is the kind of revenue growth that Q1 FY26 has witnessed. Moving on in terms of overall revenue growth, that was led by volumes, but in terms of the overall growth, low mid-single digit growth has been there, and this is because of the inflation in the milk procurement that has happened so far in Q1 FY26, and this has been an overhang for all of these milk producing companies in the past few odd quarters. The next one is in terms of how their capacity is being utilized. There is increased overall capacity utilization in their Hyderabad facility, but there is higher capex that is being done, but capacity is not being utilized at the same level, and there is also debt levels that remain a concern for the company right now. In terms of the positive side, which one of the ICICI Securities pointed out, was that there is opportunity because cooperative housing societies are giving better rates of milk right now, and that could be one of the possible reasons as to why the stock is in green today. And if that happens, there will be better rate that they'll get, and this will augur their top line as well as their margins going ahead. But overall, there's alarming free cash flow trends that have been seen in the company, and this has been a concern since a long term. And this is excluding the dividends that they declare. The free cash flow is at a concerning position right now. In terms of ICICI Securities, they're seeing a growth in the ice cream segment for FY27. Hatsun Agro, though, is only concentrated in the southern part of India. They will have to scale up to actually see that growth in the ice cream business, considering the entire competition in this entire segment going on. But overall, in this particular quarter itself, unseasonal monsoons have impacted their ice cream as well as the milk beverages segment. Lastly, in terms of what the street is recommending, and in fact what brokerages are penciling in, there are only two brokerages that track this particular quarter, where there is one buy and one sell and a return potential of negative 14% for this counter. So this is the overall view of how, of course, Q1 has panned out for the company and what the bull versus bear case looks like.
Okay, so that's with regard to Hatsun Agro. Thank you so much for that perspective, Mahima.